Russian man like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just the brother for the rapture. I hang glide, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a garden and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my sleep like a lot.
Before we go any further, just want to say today's video is going to be brought to you by Fandomion. If you want to buy some really awesome anime merch from My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, and Haiku, and so many other anime, I recommend using my link in the description box to check them out. And there's free worldwide shipping on orders over $39. You'll also get an additional 5% off using my promo code down below. For any of you guys who might be interested or on the fence, I highly recommend checking out their website. Pay attention to the size chart. That'll be the biggest thing I would tell you guys. But with that being said, though, let's jump back into today's video. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto Naruto Next Generations discussion. Today, I wanted to discuss a topic I've begun to see pop up in the comment section, which is this growing concern I've seen people have that the Shikamaru that we knew and loved before is now dead, and the Shikamaru that we have right now is running dangerously close towards becoming a even smarter version of Danzo without the backstabbing intention to become the Hokage like Danzo did when he served under Hiruzen as well as under Tsunade. In the past, when this topic came up, we saw the way that Shikamaru treated Kawaki in the past. When Naruto first brought Kawaki into Konoha, Shikamaru's first reaction was to have him kept in confinement and that he was too dangerous to be allowed inside of the village. Shikamaru even took a gamble that the 5 Kage would agree with his line of thinking, which led to him arranging the 5 Kage summit, and much to his surprise, Naruto won over the 5 Kage when Naruto began talking about how keeping Kawaki in confinement was much like keeping a Jinchuriki in confinement. The moment Naruto was sealed away by Jigen, Shikamaru took over control of the village and placed Kawaki under a lockdown because he did not trust him. Shikamaru, even when Naruto was unsealed, brought back to the village, Shikamaru was grilling Kawaki and very suspicious of him in the hospital in Boruto episode 208. Shikamaru's been as cautious with Kawaki as he's been distrustful of Amado, so it wouldn't surprise anyone if he sees them as being the same fruit from the same poisonous tree, where even if one of them has redeeming factors, due to the source of the fruit being tampered, they're beyond saving anyway. A few chapters ago, we had Shikamaru pretty much get caught up by Amado in the sense that Amado knew that a Kawaki was called to the battlefield where Code and Ada currently were. Shikamaru was going to have Code and Kawaki taken out, which means that in Shikamaru's mind, removing Kawaki off the chessboard was the best option for reining in Amado, which we now know as readers know that Shikamaru had the right line of thinking, because Amado has confirmed his plans for Kawaki as being big enough that he went as far as to have the Karma Seal placed back onto Kawaki, along with a brand new shutdown code that could only be activated by Amado himself. We're in a situation where Shikamaru has gone from openly telling Amado, I think everything in the last 6 months has gone exactly as you planned it to, all the way to Shikamaru being on the precipice of seeing just how true his suspicions of Amado were once Amado pulls back in Konoha with Ada and Daemon, 2 cyborg siblings who have power levels that go beyond Jigen, and one of them outright destroyed Code in a battle, as well as the revelation that he is the only one who can use a shutdown sequence on Kawaki if things get out of hand. Kawaki, the strongest person inside of Konoha right now, who no hidden leaf shinobi can ever hope to defeat, can only be shut down by Amado, is going to be something that smells very rotten to Shikamaru. And worse, the thing about it is that he won't be able to do anything about it. The reason why this is so important is that when we look at it from this perspective, it can be used to circle back to the concerns that some fans have about him becoming a darker and smarter version of Danzo, and much like Danzo, he's being created this way because of circumstance. Shikamaru and Danzo both love the village, and they were both willing to do things necessary to protect the village that might have been hard judgment calls, but what we've seen with Shikamaru in the past is that he's willing to defer to Naruto at times, whereas Danzo refused to do so with Hiruzen depending on the topic. Danzo's distrust for the Uchiha bordered on fear, and he was one of the main driving factors into isolating the Uchiha clan after the Nine Tails attacked the village, and eventually he had them massacred. Right now, Shikamaru's fear isn't necessarily a fear so much as it's a growing tangible embodiment and reminder of their expression, I told you so. Shikamaru distrusted Amado. He never wanted Kawaki in the village. He didn't agree with the way Naruto was handling Kawaki. He worried Amado was planning something behind all their backs. He's someone who sees the entire battlefield as a shogi board, and it will not take him long to realize that Amado has all the advantages and leverage right now. In this scenario, Shikamaru will be Anakin from Revenge of the Sith in the climax scene, and Amado will be Obi-Wan. The high ground is going to win this battle 10 times out of 10, and right now Shikamaru don't got the high ground. Seeing how quickly everything has changed over the course of months is going to make Shikamaru crack down harder on Naruto's decisions in the future, because for better or for worse, Naruto is a soft-hearted fool, and the reality right now, Naruto is not strong enough to be this naive and trusting. It's easy to preach about trusting others when you're the strongest shinobi on the planet and your rival Sasuke is right there with you in power. Nobody's going to stand up to you. You, for the most part, had no need to be concerned with anyone betraying you, because once it became a scenario of catch these Rasengan's or catch these Chidori, do you want my shadow clones to use Kurama avatars or not? Everyone talking all big to Naruto are going to lose their voice faster than Sakura lost her panties the night that Sasuke helped her with that Uchiha greatness to make Sarada. I can see the concern that fans have right now. Could Shikamaru become a second, smarter version of Danzo? It's possible, given we know Boruto vs. Kawaki takes place after the village is blown up, worse than the toilet seat of the Akimichi household after Choji and Chocho leave an all-you-can-eat buffet. We know there's some room for Shikamaru to be skeptical right here. Was it Kawaki and his obsession-driven nature to blow up the village? Was it somehow Amado who maneuvered everything in order to take place in that fashion? Right now, we don't know the circumstances of what happens in the flash forward sequence. However, what we do know is that Shikamaru isn't exactly the biggest fan of Kawaki right now, and he's not a fan of how Naruto's been so soft towards Kawaki as he is. When Kawaki killed Boruto, Shikamaru pretty much used that moment to say, fam, you're the Hokage, and this guy just killed your son. He directly disobeyed the orders of a Hokage, and you're really sitting here thinking about that damn swing from the academy, eating ramen with Kawaki, and giving him the speech that, hey, me and you, we're not so different. Are you really serious right now? Shikamaru is at a boiling point in the eyes of a lot of fans, to a point where some think that he might do something crazy for the sake of the village, after seeing how high the deck is stacked in Amado's favor because of Naruto's miscalculations, even with Shikamaru having somebody like Sumire there to keep an eye on Amado. The fact that he was willing to sacrifice Kawaki to take on Code and Ada is a proof that Shikamaru is willing to go that far. You have a lot of fans feeling that there are parallels being drawn between Naruto and Shikamaru and Hiruzen and Danzo. I've said it before, over a year ago, I think Shikamaru was on edge before we got to all the events in the Code arc, but when you look at it from this context right now, even I'm willing to admit, I'm a little bit worried our favorite slacker turned strategist turned Hokage advisor is in a little bit of danger right now. That being said, I'm curious to see what you guys think. Is Shikamaru in danger of becoming a worse Danzo now that Amado's made all these moves? While you consider those options, think about watching these other videos you see on the screen right now.